I'll try. All right. I'm going to start off by saying I'm a little under the weather, so if I cough, sneeze, or sniff, I apologize. Might as well test the scoreboard to see if it works. 5, 0. Yep, looks good to me. All right, we should be getting the show on the road here just briefly. Each of the coaches talking to their teams. Well, one of the coaches talking to their teams. The other one talks amongst him and the assistant coach. Looks like we're going to have an interesting matchup for the ladies' Thunder and Panther game. I'm looking forward to every hot second of it. High impact, back and forth action. I'm really hoping that's what's in store for us today. I'm not sure how much more time I can fill. Scott Toth, take it away. Please, I'm begging you.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to Slippery Rock Baptist Church Gymnasium for the match today between Calvary and the Slippery Rock Middle School group. All right, we're going to open with a word of prayer, and then we're going to sing for our national anthem, and then I'll announce our starting lineup. Let's pray. Lord, we thank you so much for the day that you've given us. Thank you for safety and traveling here. We thank you for these two teams. We pray that you guide the direction in each one of their playing tonight. I pray that you keep the girls safe. I pray that you help them play well. Be with the coaches. I pray that you give them wisdom and guidance as they work through Senior starting tonight, number 11, Jill Coover. Also a senior starting tonight, number 14, Hannah Good.
Alrighty, looks like my cue to fill in with my very inadequate voice. I'm under a little bit of a cold, so you know, I'm a little rough around the edges with my camera work as well as my commentary. So let's see if I can smooth the night out by the end of today's games. Panthers will be shooting on the left. Calvary will be shooting on the right. Looks like Marissa's going to get a hand on that one. Goes back over to Bella. Bella taking this one out of her own zone. Hugs that right side. Hands that one right off to Marissa. Marissa takes this one into the zone. Hands that one right over to Bella outside that right wing. Gives that one into Renee. Renee taking her time. Gives that one back out top for the three-pointer shot by Marissa. Not able to sink that bucket. Jill runs after that one, but Marissa comes up with the ball outside the corner. Shot goes up. Not able to sink that one as well. Runs off of Olivia and out of bounds. It'll be white ball on their own baseline. 7:38 on the clock. Sorry, we don't quite have a clock working quite yet, so I'll just have to go with my voice updates as well as whenever the scoreboard's on screen. Mia takes this one in. Good, fakes that over. It goes over to Couvert, but blocked away by Marissa. A very beautiful defensive play by the Calvary Thunder. Juliana Toth here to inbound this one. Goes over to Hannah Good. Outside that three-point line, fakes that shot. Tries to get that one down the baseline, but intercepted by the Thunder. Marissa tries to take this one out. Able to do so. Chucks that one long. Bobbled up by Olivia. Olivia takes this one down. Shot goes up. Bobbles around and takes its turn outside of the fishbowl. Here comes Hannah Good for the Panthers. Crosses that half-court line. Assesses the situation in front of her. Hands that one to the left side. Kana gets inside that three-point line. Shot goes up, hits that backboard and falls down. Goes off of, the referee deems that one to go off of Couvert and will result in the Thunder ball. Renee throwing this one into Marissa. 6:58 remaining in this first quarter of play. Marissa hands this one over to Bella on that right side. Pressured up by Juliana Toth. Outside that three-point line. Takes this one inside the three-point line. Goes over to Renee on that baseline. Shot goes up. Whistle is blown. Looks like we'll have 2 foul shots on our hands. Kana caught with her hand in the cookie jar, and it looks like Renee is going to get a chance to shoot up for 2. First shot is a good bucket. Secondary, able to throw that one up, but does land out of bounds. 1-0 being the result of those 2 free throws. And Calvary takes the lead. Here's Mia taking this one out of her own zone. Hits that half-court line. Takes a look over towards that right side of the court. Stops, loses that dribble. Gives that one over to Kana inside that three-point line. Takes this one out in front of the point. Loses the dribble. Gives that one over to Hannah Good on that left wing. Gives that one back over to Kana outside the point. Looks to take this one even farther over towards that right side. Mia takes that first dribble. Loses that one. Gives that one back out top to Kana. Kana looks to hand this one over to Good. Good fakes that shot once. Dribbles over towards that left corner. Gives that one up back over to the point. Kana trying to pressure the defense to get her into the key, but not able to do so. Mia on that right wing takes possession. Gives that one across the crease to Hannah. Back out top it goes. Kana takes possession of that one. Just trying to pick apart the Calvary defense, but so far it seems to be pretty rock solid. Hannah Good taking her walk around the world. Backs up after she meets Renee. Shot clock expires, and it looks like it'll be Calvary ball out of bounds. Oh, it must have been a key violation. I have headphones on. I can't really hear anything outside of my own voice. Marissa taking this one down for the girls in red. Hands that one over to Bella on that right wing. Pressured up by Juliana. Throws that one down into the inner corner for Renee to take possession. Handing this one off to Marissa. Takes her time with that one, gives that one into the middle, bobbled around a few times, hits Mia's hand, goes down to Juliana Toth, takes this one out for the girls in white. Heads down towards that right wing, stops, turns, looks for an outlet, able to get this one out to the point for Hannah Good. Hannah Good shoots, not able to score on that one. Coover gets a hand on that one, but Marissa blocks that shot and takes this one away for the girls in red. Marissa with the shot, blocked away by Jill Coover, kind of knocks off the padding from the wall, and it will result, the result of the play being a foul to Jill Coover, giving Marissa 2 shots in an attempt to extend the lead. First one goes up, then swish. Cassandra Eisler's going to substitute on. Mia Severson's going to take a seat on the bench. Secondary shot, able to go up, not able to go in though. Bounces out towards the out-of-bounds line. Ricochets off of one of the Thunder players, and out of bounds it goes. 5:13 on the clock. Juliana Toth to carry this one in. Across that half-court line. Takes a look over towards her left, to her right. Able to hit Kana on that left wing. Tries to dribble inside the three-point line, stops up. Hands this one off to Hannah Good. Hannah Good outside the point. Takes her time to try to quarterback this play. Going to hang over towards that right side. Throws that one over to Toth on that right corner. Looks back out to the point. Able to give that one off to Hannah Good. Hannah Good over on that right wing. Pressured up by Renee. Finds a pocket. Able to get that one into Kana. Kana turns. Fakes that shot. Pressured up by just about every red jersey out there on the court. Able to get 1 foot out. Gives that one over to Hannah. Hannah goes up. Nice blocked shot by Marissa. That one lands out of bounds, and it will be white ball in the red zone. And a good to inbound this one over to Juliana Toth. Juliana sporting that number 1 on the back of her jersey. Takes her time. Gives that one over to Kubert on that right wing. Gives that over to Kana down on the baseline. Tries to travel it towards the netting. Turns around, gives that to Cassandra. Cassandra fakes that pass out to the point. Goes over to Kubert instead. A little bit too hot and heavy to handle. And it does trickle out of bounds. Sorry if I'm not the most enthusiastic person in my voice right now. I'm trying to conserve it a little bit. Renee inbounds this one over to Marissa and takes her time, coming up with confidence in her footstep. Gives that one over to Bella on that right wing. Tries to pressure in towards the bubble. That is the Panthers defense. Able to get a little bit of a foot on that one. Shot goes up. Not able to sink the Titanic. And the rebound comes out to Kana. Kana going over to Juliana. Juliana losing that dribble. Gives that one over to Kana. Kana takes her time trying to push into the defense. Gives that one to Hannah. Hannah takes her time. Over towards the right side, it goes to Juliana. Smacked out of bounds by Olivia, and it will be a white ball. Knocked that chair clean cold on the concrete. Hannah Good gets that inbound. Bouncing that one into Jill. Jill shot, not able to get it in as it hits the backboard, goes off the hands of Cassandra to Juliana. Into the corner it goes. Kana tries to drive in against Renee, able to get a little bit of a footstep on the defense. Jumps back trying to go for that shot. Called for the travel, and it will be red ball on their own baseline. 3:11 on the clock. It's a 2-0 game in favor of the Calvary Thunder. With a substitution, Mia Severson's going to come back in. It looks like Juliana Toth's going to get voted off the island. Here comes Marissa. Able to get that one into that left inner corner. Olivia giving this one back out to Marissa. Marissa tries to take this one back into the corner. Shot goes up. And boom goes a dynamite. That'll be 2 points for the Thunder. Mia giving this one over to Kana. Kana looking over towards that left side. Gets that to the baseline. Hannah Good trying to take this one to town. But called for the double dribble, and it will be coming out Thunder ball. Here comes Marissa, gives that one over to Bella. Bella takes this one across the court. Olivia there handling that one back over to Bella. Down over to Renee on that right wing. Pressured up by Kana, gives that one to Olivia. Olivia over to Bella. Bella gets that one past Cassandra over to Marissa. Marissa shoots. Hits that shelf, comes down, hits a white hand, gets this one out to Hannah Good. That was a good recovery by Jill Couvert. Hannah Good with fire, giving this one over to Mia. Mia with a shot. Not able to score on that shot. It was a good one. Kana wrestling for this ball, able to gain possession. Holds this one down, trying to give this one out to a teammate. Finds Hannah Good amongst the shoes. Just under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Hannah Good taking her time around the wing. Out to the point it goes. Kana looks towards her right. Able to bounce this one into traffic. Couvert with a shot. Not able to score as it hits the right side of that rim after hitting the backboard. They're going to call Jill on the foul, and it will be a red ball coming out. 4-0 is the score. 1:35 on the game clock. Here's Marissa taking this one out. An aggressive defense from Cassandra Eisler. Not able to stop her up. Goes past Hannah, and it will be called. Right, a substitution in. Looks like Megan Wilson will be coming in, and Jill Couvert will take a seat on the bench. I believe that to be her second, if not her third, foul of the quarter. Here's Bella giving this one into Olivia. Olivia shoots. And another 2 points for the Thunder. Here comes Mia, 1:15 and counting. Gives that one over to Kana, but intercepted by, I didn't learn her name yet. Greta. Oh yeah, I called her Sherman in the volleyball season, because I was afraid of mispronouncing her first name. I remember that. 1:05 on the clock. Inbound goes to Mia from Hannah Good. Mia looking at her options, gives that one over to Hannah on that right wing inside the three-point line. Shot goes up. Not able to get that bucket sunk. Greta's pressured up on the baseline of her own defensive zone. Renee giving that one over. Kana able to intercept that one. Foul is called. Marissa called for the foul. It will be a white inbound in the red zone. Kana gives this one into Kana. Kana inside the key. She goes. Shot goes up. Not able to score on that one. Renee able to contain that one for the Thunder. Gives that one over to Marissa. Marissa bringing this one out for the girls in red. Into the offensive zone. She pushes over to Olivia. Olivia shoots for two. Not able to sink that bucket in. Ball goes out to Bella. Bella shooting this one down into that left inner corner. Shot goes up by Olivia. Not able to sink that one either. Kana gains possession for the Panthers. 24 and ticking. Here's Mia taking this one down. Mia over to Megan Wilson outside the three-point line. 13 and counting down. Hits the hands of Greta. Bella wrestles for it as well. Hannah tries to grab it. Kana called for the foul. 6 seconds exactly on the clock. Excuse me. It'll be red inbound with very little time to do anything with. Marissa gets a handle on this one, takes this one down with a little bit of haste in her footstep. 2 seconds, 1 second. Shot able to get it up, but not able to complete that shot. And the final score of the first quarter being 6 for the Thunder, 0 for the Panthers. We'll be right back with quarter number 2. Alrighty, looks like Looks like we're ready to rock and roll once again. It'll be white ball, Panthers shooting on the left, the Thunder shooting on the right. Just a friendly reminder. Hannah good inbounding this one over to Mia. Mia takes her time outside of the point. Gives that one over to Kana. Kana travels in towards that inside the three-point line. Gives that one over to Hannah. Hannah tries to get into the key. Shot goes up for two. Not able to sink that bucket. And Marissa will contain this one for the Thunder. Marissa chucks that rock for all it's worth. Olivia with a shot, blocked up by Kana. Bobbles around a few legs, and a jump ball will be called. It'll be a red ball down on the Panthers baseline. Here's Bella. Bella looking for her options, able to bounce that one down to Greta. Greta turns, tries to hand this one out to the side, the three-point line, able to do so to Marissa. Marissa's shot goes up. Not able to sink that one as it hits the front lip. The secondary shot by Renee, not able to make that one in, but the third shot by Olivia does go over top the rainbow. Renee with that fourth shot, not able to sink that one either. Regains possession outside the three-point line. Marissa with that three-pointer, and boom goes the dynamite. No reaction, just cool as a cucumber out there on the court is Marissa. Here comes Mia. 7:07 remaining in the second quarter of play. Mia looking to throw this one over to Kana. Outside that left wing, tries to take all the ground she can. Bouncing off the foot of Greta, tries to get this one over Kana. Kana intercepting that one, takes this one back for the Panthers. Able to get this one over to Juliana. Juliana eyed up by Olivia. Loses that dribble, pressured up by the Thunder. Able to get this one over to Hannah Good outside the three-point line. Looking at two red jerseys, tries to take her odds against her and tries to push through, not able to do so. Giving this one out to Juliana outside the three-point line towards that neutral zone. Getting this one over to Kana. Kana outside the three-point line, takes her time, looking for any opportunity she possibly can. Tries to push in past Olivia. Olivia sticks to her like a sponge to, the ceiling if you throw it hard enough. And take my word for it, it's a thing. 6:09 and ticking. Kana able to get this one over to Juliana. Juliana outside that three-point line, pressure up by Bella. Maintains composure and hands this one back over to Kana outside the three-point line. Tries to travel in to poke that bubble. That is the protection. That is defense for the Calvary Thunder. Able to hand this one over to Hannah outside the right wing. Back over to Kana it goes. Two-point shot goes up, hits that side of the backboard and falls back down to Kana's hands. Kana pushes in past the defense. Travel. Whew. We got a substitution for the Thunder. Brooke able to substitute in. Greta's going to take a seat on the bench. Looks to be a little bit of limp in that step. Not sure what happened out there. The inbound goes to Marissa. Marissa taking this one down for her team. Able to get this one over to Bella. Bella trying to fake out Mia. Not quite able to do so, but does dribble around her inside the three-point line. Shot goes up for two. Not able to sink that bucket. Cassandra Eisler maintains possession for the Panthers. Hannah goes back over to Cassandra. Over to Kana it goes. Playing a little bit of hot potato in the defensive zone. Kana pressured up. Able to get inside that three-point line. Renee gets to Cassandra. Cassandra looking to bounce past this one in rather than take a shot as she's defended by two other players. Kana gets this one out top of the circle to Mia. Mia tries that three-point line. Blocked away by Bella. Gets this one over towards that right side. Kana assesses the situation and decides to dribble. 5 minutes remaining. Kana gets this one down into the corner. Mia takes a few steps with that dribble. Tries to throw this one out top of the circle. Able to do so. Kana goes over to Juliana. Juliana pressured up by number 20 in red. Able to get this one back over to Kana. Kana down low. Hannah turns, fakes that shot, takes the dribble, goes up with one shot, gets her own rebound shot. Secondary, not able to make that one. Goes off Cassandra's fingertips and down to the hands of Olivia. Looks like the pass was a little, slipped a little bit on that exit of the hands. Bella scrambles to maintain possession, able to do so. Marissa has it now, goes back over to Bella outside the three-point line. 4:16 and ticking. Outside that right corner, Marissa with that shot, hits that front lip. Renee able to get that rebound, hits the right side as well. Bella gets a little bit of a hand to the back of the head, but nothing is called. Olivia with that shot, able to swish it down. 11-0 is the score. Here's Mia bringing this one out, 3:44 and counting. Mia able to get that one over to Kana. Three-point shot, hits that backboard and not able to quite sink that one quite like the Titanic. I'm going to say Hannah, one of Hannah's limbs were out of bounds. There's some sort of contact out of bounds as she had possession of the ball, and it will be a red ball on their baseline, 3:30 and ticking. Scores 11-0. Marissa will be taking this one in over to the left side inside that three-point line, tries to take this one in, called for the travel, and it will be a white ball in their own zone. Substitution, Evangeline will come onto the court, and it looks like Kana's going to take a breather on the bench. Mia going to quarterback this play, tries to drive over towards that right side, but goes over to Juliana instead, 3:13 and taking. Juliana looks right, goes over to Evangeline. Evangeline outside that three-point line, looks up, gets her teammate down on that left wing. Hannah goes in, shot goes up, not able to hit that bucket. Renee able to pick that rebound up, goes over to Marissa. Marissa bringing this one out. Stops. Hands this one back over to Bella. Bella outside the inside the three-point line, called for the travel, and it will be a white ball. 2:48 remaining in this first half of play. And it's getting warm in here. Here's Mia looking at her options. Gives this one over to Juliana. Juliana able to get this one over to Mia and travels that three-point line, able to get in towards that baseline, does trickle off of her hands and out of bounds it goes. Substitution, Jill Couvert will come onto the court. It looks like Cassandra Eisler will go onto the bench, as well as Olivia coming off the court. And it looks like Sierra will substitute on for her. We have a timeout by the Calvary Thunder, and I have a little bit of time to fill. From the looks of things, the Calvary have the most solid defense out on the court right now. If the Panthers are going to try to put up any amount of points before the half is over, they're going to have someone to carry that ball into the key, assert their what's the word I'm looking for? They're going to have to assert somebody as the enforcer and have a little bit of confidence in their dribbling ability to push it in towards the key and get up a few points before the half's over. And I believe that might be what Scott Toth is telling the girls right now. He might not. Who's to say? We don't quite have a mic'd up session yet, or mic'd up for the coach. It'll be a red ball in their own zone. 2:30 remaining in the half. 11-0 being the score. The Thunder are leading the Panthers. Marissa taking this one in towards that left wing, able to get that one over to Olivia. Olivia driving in, hits Kana, and goes back out towards the corner. Shot goes up by Marissa, and will that be a good bucket? The bucket will be good. Was that only for two? I believe that was only for two. Marissa gets one foul shot as she made the previous shot. Hits the ring, comes back down. Kana able to gain possession for the girls in white. Brings this one out with 2:14 remaining on that clock. Kana heading towards that baseline. Steps back outside the three-point line. He hands this one over to Juliana out top of the key, or out top of the three-point line. I need to find more terms because I think I said everything about 30 times. Kana gaining possession, gives this one back over to Juliana. Hitting Mia with that bounce pass, able to throw this one over towards that inner corner. Evangeline in a little bit of trouble, throws that one up. Looks like Olivia's going to gain that pass, able to take this one down towards the key. Throws that one inside and outside of danger. Hits that top part of the backboard with that shot, trickles out of bounds. It will remain red. Renee's going to look to throw this one in, Marissa outside the three-point line goes up with a shot, able to sink that one down. It'll be 16 to, well, a goose egg. 1:30 and ticking. 1:25 and ticking, rather, to be more accurate. Here's Mia taking this one down. Mia gets this one over to Evangeline. Evangeline bobbling that one a little bit. Not quite able to gain control by the time it trickles out of bounds. 1:09 on the clock. Renee will be the one inbounding for the Thunder. Able to get this one over to Marissa. Taking this one out of her own zone. Pushed it up by Juliana. Able to get this one inside the three-point line. Renee shoots. Sorry. Olivia bobbles that one, and it looks like it'll come up Panther ball. Brooks trying her hardest, and a whistle will be called. White ball out of bounds, and it looks like Brooke will be caught with her hand in the cookie jar. It looks like Bella's going to substitute back in. And who will go off? Looks like Mercer's going to go off and take a breather. Juliana to throw that one in. 43 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play. 16 for the Thunder, 0 for the Panthers. Mia takes this one back over to Juliana. Juliana takes her time outside the three-point lines. More towards the half-court line than the three-point line right here. Bounces that one over to Kana. Kana looking to make some magic happen. Able to get that one over to Mia. Mia tries to take this one inside the two-point line. Able to get a little bit of a decent spot on the court. Jill swings at that one, not able to gain control as Renee gives this one over to Olivia. Olivia takes this one in towards that key, just outside. Shot is blocked away. Bella with 8 seconds remaining. Bella gets this one over to Olivia. Olivia shoots. She shoots. Called for the travel. 1.4 seconds remaining. Juliana giving this one in. Mia not quite aware of the time. No shot has been taken before the buzzer went off, and that'll be the end of the first half. Panthers remain scoreless, and the Thunder at 16. We'll be right back at the end of the intermission. Alrighty, looks like both teams are looking to get back into the action. Panthers will be shooting on the right this time, and the Thunder will be shooting on the left. The Panthers shooting on the right, Thunder on the left, and a good inbound. This one goes over to Mia. Mia outside, looks over towards her left, drives back over towards that right side of the court, gives that one up to Hannah inside the three-point line, gives that one right back out to Toth. Toth takes this one over to Kana. Kana inside that three-point line, takes this one down towards the key, able to get a 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Tries to go up for the shot, tries to push in even farther, get a little bit of muscle room. I'm going to say 5 seconds in the key, and it will be coming out red ball. Sorry for the awkward scoreboard. I kind of didn't think this through too much. I thought we would have had a live times clock, but I haven't figured that out quite yet. Bella taking this one over to Brooke. Brooke over to Olivia. Olivia shooting this one up. Whistle is called, or whistle is blown. That'll be a travel on Olivia. Juliana inbounding this one over to Mia. Mia crosses that half-court line. Panthers remain scoreless. Meanwhile, the Thunder at 16. Renee getting a hand on that one, able to gain control. Gets that one up to Olivia. Olivia with Couvert taking up the rear. And it looks like Jill will be called on a little bit of contact to the back. Renee to inbound this one for the girls in red. Here's Bella with it now. Gives that one over to Brooke. Brooke outside that three-point line, steps in, tries to pass this one in towards that right corner, but intercepted by Couvert. Here comes Juliana across that half-court line, 7:05 and ticking. Hands this one over to Kana inside the three-point line. Stops. Shot goes up, goes off of Jill. Very valiant effort to keep that one in the play, but not quite able to do so. 6:56 on the game clock, and now ticking. Here's Bella coming into the offensive zone with this one. Stops. Looks over towards her left, goes to right instead. Brooke gives this one over to Olivia. Olivia inside that three-point line, fakes that shot, goes up for the shot, hits that shelf, comes back down. Brooke with that secondary goes out of bounds off of red, and it will be a white ball coming out. Dang, the way this is all set up, it's cutting off the circulation to my legs, and it's not the best thing in the world, but it does its job. So Kana here with this one outside that right side due to a pass by Mia. Gives that one over to Hannah outside that three-point line towards that point. Gives that one down the right side to Mia. Back out top, the pass goes to Juliana. Over towards the left side along that three-point line. Gives this one down towards the baseline to Mia. Mia with that shot and scores! Panthers gain their first points of the match in the third quarter, and the crowd lights up like a Christmas tree. Here's Bella looking over towards that right side. Takes her time with this one. Pressured up by Juliana. Bella with a little bit of aggression gives this one over to Olivia. Olivia fakes that shot in a little bit of trouble. Gives that one off to Renee. Renee pushes in to the defense, and Olivia will take the shot from that right inner corner. Secondary by Sierra trying a few times. Secondary by, or that last shot by Renee goes off the hands of Kana and out of bounds. Panthers finally make their mark on that scoreboard, tallying up 2 points to the Thunder 16. 5:36 on the clock. And as soon as the ball's in play, it will tick. Renee with that shot hits the bottom part of that backboard, goes over to Bella. Bella at that free throw line gives that one over to Renee. A little bit of a headbutt, and both players feel the aftermath of that, as well as a little bit of shock. And they're going to say that's going to be a foul out for Jill Couvert, I believe. That might just be 4, or maybe it's 5. If it's 5, we will not see her again, but we'll find out in due time. Olivia getting that inbound, trying to take this one down the baseline. A little bit of contact is made, but it does trickle off of the legs of Renee and out of bounds. 5:25 on the clock. Panthers at 2, the Thunder at 16. I would keep track of fouls, but doing commentary, camera work, and keeping the scoreboard live on the stream is already work enough for me. Here's Juliana looking over towards that right side of the court. Stops up. Sees a lot of red, not a lot of white. Juliana takes her time, losing that dribble. Gives that one over to Hannah. Back over to Kana on that right side. Looks to take this one back out towards that point. Instead, goes and tests the water to Hannah. Hannah down that baseline. A little bit of a check was made in the terms of hockey. I'm going to say that one's going on Brooke Reynolds. Got it. I'm so proud of myself. Alrighty. as the players take their respective spots on the lane. 4:54 on the clock. And it gets one more shot. Secondary goes up. Not quite able to hit that one down. Somebody leaves the lane too early, and that'll result in a red ball coming out. I believe that might have been Hannah leaving the lane before the ball hit the rim, but I'm not entirely sure. I was looking more at the ball. Here's Bella looking over towards that left side. Renee able to pick this one up towards that free throw line. Hovers over towards the right side. Foul is called. We're going to call Cassandra Eisler on the push. 4:44 on the clock. And, yeah. Due to injury, neither of the Coleman girls are playing this game, so the Panthers are a little short-staffed here. Brooke getting this one out to Bella. Bella shoots this one up, not able to get a handle on that one. Cassandra's pass. Mia keeps that one alive. Hannah able to pick this one up on her own end. And it takes her time. No one to go to on the right, so she'll take this one back. Panthers not quite penetrating the Calvary defense as effectively as I think they should be, but I'm just a spectator. Well, I'm just a commentator. Here comes Olivia, pressured up by Juliana. Olivia drives in, shot goes up, and boom goes the dynamite. Called for the travel, though, and that will be nullified. Score remains 2 for the Panthers, 16 for the Thunder, 4:06 and ticking. Mia playing a big part of the Panthers game, bringing the ball down the court 90% of the time. The pass to Hannah was picked off by Bella. Gives this one up to Olivia. Olivia down inside the key. Shot goes up. Called for the travel once again. And we'll have a substitution. Grace is going to substitute in, and Olivia is going to take a seat on the bench. Juliana here to throw this one into Mia. Wide open court, no pressure in sight. She'll take her time. Mia throws this one over to Juliana. Juliana back over to Mia. Mia takes this one down the right side, hits that inner corner, gives that one back out top to Kana. Kana pressured up by Bella. Bounces this one into Hannah. Hannah fakes that shot, goes in, shot goes up. Not able to sink that bucket. Bobbles off the hands of, oh, her name slipped my mind, Sierra. And it will go over to Bella. 3:10 and ticking. Bella trying to direct traffic a little bit. Gives this one over to Brooke. Brooke turns, looks inside the three-point line, but her left foot slips, which was deemed her plant foot, and thusly it will be called traveling. It's not quite Aladdin. You can't see the world. Not allowed to travel. 2:55 and ticking. 2:16 on the scoreboard. It's a 14-point differential in favor of the Thunder. Here's Juliana taking her time, goes over towards that left side, able to get that one over to Kana. Kana on that left wing, bounces this one in, but intercepted by Bella, number 21 in the red jersey. Able to bring this one up that right lane, hits that right wing, gets inside the three-point line, pressured up by Kana, back outside she goes. Kana swipes, but Swiper no swiping. Somehow Bella keeps from traveling, gives that one off to Marissa. Marissa's shot, ring around the rosy and falls out of the bucket. Here's Juliana picking this one up for the Panthers. Juliana able to get a little bit of separation from the defense, 2:15 and ticking. Here's Kana. Kana stopping up outside the three-point line, looks for her options, bounces this one into Hannah. Hannah bounces or dribbles, gets out one step, shot goes up. Not able to get enough aim on that one as Brooke picks this one up. She's going to step out of bounds, and it will be Panther ball in the offensive zone's baseline. Cicely's going to substitute in, number 3. She's going to come in for Mia. And it looks like Jacqueline will come onto the court for Cassandra Eisler. Cassandra gets voted off the island. And we'll play some more ball. Here's Kana down that baseline, able to step back. Shot goes up, a little bit too much mustard on that shot. And it looks like Hannah's going to come down. A little bit of contact, a lot of contact will be made. It looks like Brooks A-OK. .151 on the clock, remaining in this third quarter of play. Seems like this game's just flying by. Bell looking to her right, takes it over to the left instead, goes over to Brooke. Travel is called on Brooke. Looks like Evangeline's going to come onto the court. I haven't asked what she prefers to be called. And Hannah's going to take a seat on the bench. Here comes Cicely. First appearance in this season. To be fair, it is the home opener. Travel is called on Cicely, and it will come out red ball at the half court, or towards the half court line. 1:29 remaining in the third quarter of play. Thunder leads the Panthers 2-16. It's been a while since we've seen the last bucket. Let's see if there's one this drive. Goes over to Gracie. Gracie brings this one out towards that half court line, and a little bit of trouble gives this one off to Bella. Bella picking this one up. Handling this one over to Brooke. Brooke looking to left, or looking right, goes left, goes over to Gracie. Gracie inside the key. A little bit of a double dribble, nothing called though. Goes over to Brooke, over to Marissa. Marissa with that shot. A little bit too far to the right, bounces out of bounds, and it will be a white ball coming out of their defensive zone. 1:01 on the clock, and 2 substitutions will be made. Alexa, number 11, comes on for Bella, number 21. And I missed the secondary number. I believe it was Greta coming on for Brooke. Giuliani getting this one over to Kana. Kana drives in towards that right wing. They're going to call Alexa on the block. 46 seconds remaining in this third quarter. And it looks like I'm going to have to learn a whole new array of names as each team puts in their second string. Kana goes up, shoots that one up, sinks 2 in for the Panthers. That's 4 unanswered points from the Panthers, cutting that lead down to 12. 35 seconds and ticking. Mercer getting a handle on this one, goes over towards that right side. Alexa setting that pick. Mercer takes this one back out towards the top of the circle, handling this one over to Alexa. Alexa loses that dribble, gives that one back over to Mercer on that left wing. Cicely there to pressure. Gracie getting a handle on this one, goes down the right wing with a little bit of speed. Getting pushed back out by the defense of the Panthers. Shot goes up for 3, not able to send that one downtown. Here comes Cicely on a little bit of a breakaway. Defense catches up. Whistle is blown. They're going to call for a double dribble, and it will come out red ball with 0.6 seconds remaining on the clock. And Alexa will be the one to inbound this one. Holds this one and just going to let time expire, and that will be the end of the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 4 for the Panthers, 16 for the Thunder, and we'll bring you right back after the 1 minute has concluded. I keep forgetting my microphone's on. I'm sorry I'm sniffling so much. Alrighty. Alright. 8 minutes on the clock. I believe it should only be 6. But I'm no math magician. Alexa giving this one into Marissa. Marissa taking her time with this one. Thunder shooting on the left side. Panthers shooting on the right. Marissa bounces that one down to Gracie. Gracie inside that three-point line, inside the key. Travels a little bit and will be called. Panther ball in their own zone. 7:48 remaining in the game. We have a 12-point differential if you're just tuning in. 16 for the Thunder, 4 for the Panthers. We don't have any working way to keep track of time as I'm just one man up here in the booth. It's more of a tree stand if you've ever seen it. Kana getting a handle on this one, goes inside that three-point line, hits her sweet spot. Shot goes up, not able to sink that one in. Cicely fights for this one, but Marissa for the Thunder comes up with the ball. Brings this one down with fire in her footstep, tries to push. Looks like Mia's going to get called for the block. Mia called for the block. It will be an inbound on the baseline for the Panthers. 7:24 on the clock. I'll try to update you as much as I can on the time. Marissa going to be the one inbounding. This one gets this one over to number 14, Greta. Gives that one back over to Marissa. Marissa pressured up by Kana, takes this one out towards the top of the three-point line. Gives it over to Gracie. Gracie has a lot of confidence for her dribbling game. Greta with that shot. Not able to sink that one down. Jacqueline throws this one out of, Evangeline throws that one out of harm's way, but Marissa's going to take this one back down and claim 2 points for the Thunder. 18-4 is now the score in favor of the Calvary Thunder. Looks like Mia's going to try to give this one over to Kana. Kana taking her time with this one. Gives it back over to Mia. Mia takes this one over towards that right side, loses that ball, but picks it back up where she left off. Mia handing this one over to Evangeline outside the three-point line, gives it back over to Mia. Mia continuing her drive for those 2 points, not able to gain it. Tries to give it to Cicely, but bounces off of her, goes to Alexa, and able to hand that one off to Marissa. Marissa takes this one down the court. Rushed it up by Mia. No contact is made. Hits Kana, turns, shoots. Not able to score on that one. It would have been a beautiful bucket, though. Evangeline throwing this one out to Mia. Mia taking her time for the Panthers. Over to Evangeline. Cicely has it once again. Over to Jacqueline. Jacqueline travels a little bit, and she will get caught in the act. 2 substitutions will be made. Hannah and Jill come onto the court, and it looks like Evangeline as well as Jacqueline will take their seat on the bench. 6:02 remaining in the game. We have a 14-point differential. The Thunder coming out of the gate, getting a few points on the board and just holding that lead ever since. Here's Alexa with that shot, able to get that one up, not able to sink that bucket. Hannah able to gain that rebound. Gets across the half-court line. Whistle is blown. And it called for the carry, and it will be coming back down red ball at the half-court, or near the half-court line. Not quite exactly on the half-court. Very few inbounds will be ever made on the half-court line, except for the resummation of an intermission. Those were big words. Kana able to gain that. It's not quite a rebound. It was kind of just the shot. Kana bringing this one down herself. Stop shot goes up. Hits that backboard, hits the rim. Hannah with that secondary, bounces off the shelf. Hannah tipping this one free. Looks like Mia will bring this one down for the Panthers. Gives that one over to Kana. Hits that baseline, backs her way into the key. Reverse layup, not able to make that one in. Jill with that secondary, not able to get that one. Goes off Kana's fingertips, and Gracie's going to try to let it go, but Jill is going to regain possession for the Panthers. 5:11 and ticking. There's this one out to Mia. Handing this one off to Kana. Kana pressured up by Alexa. Kana's going to try to drive this one down, but it goes off of her foot. Hits number 12. They're going to call it a kick on Sierra. I'll get her name eventually. Cicely looking to throw this one in. Marissa getting a hand on that one, but Kana's the more fierce one in that combat, I guess. And she comes up with the ball. Mia slips up a little bit, gives it over to Kana. Kana bringing this one down towards that baseline, bounces this one, tries to get this one past Sierra, but does land one of the dribbles out of bounds, and it will be coming out on the baseline of the red zone. Red ball. 4:46 and ticking. Here comes Marissa. Marissa handing this one off to Gracie. Gracie over to Alexa. Pressured up by Mia. I almost called her Maria. I do not know why. Jill lets that one trickle off of her fingers and does fall out of bounds. I pushed the button on my keyboard. I'm not sure if anything exploded. No explosions happened. We're all okay. Juliana Toth substitutes on, and it looks like Cicely's going to take her seat on the bench. Alexa sends this one in. Marissa turns, tries to get through the defense. Whistle is blown. They're going to call Kana on the block, I believe. And just under 4:30 remaining in the game. 4 for the Panthers, 18 for the Thunder. Here comes Marissa. Handles that one over to number 14, Greta. Back out to Alexa. Tries to get that pass over to Sierra. Jill fighting for that one, gets that one free. Whistle is blown. Going to call a foul on Alexa, number 11 on the Thunder team. 4:16 on the clock. White ball coming out of their own zone. Here's Mia giving this one over to Kana. Kana taking her time. Handles that one over to Hannah. Hannah bounces that one back over to Kana. Kana shoots. Not quite able to score on that one. Hannah tries her hardest to get to it, but not quite able to keep it in bounds as, what's her name? I can't remember. Greta holds that one in, gives that one over to Marissa. Marissa bringing this one down for the Thunder, gets that one down low, turns, shoots. Sierra not quite able to send that one home. Hannah gaining that rebound, 3:40 and ticking on the score, or the game clock. Kana's down there, bounces that one into Jill, hits that bottom part of the rim with that first shot. Secondary shot hits about the same. The scruffle results in a jump ball, and it will result in the Panthers ball on the baseline. Looks like Brooke, number 22, is going to substitute onto the court. And it looks like Greta's going to go onto the bench. Panther ball in the attacking zone. Juliana Toth here to inbound this one. Sporting the number 1, gives that one down into the key. Kana tries to break free, gets a little bit of room, gets that shot off, not able to sink that one down after the bucket hits the rim and falls down. It's going to be a foul on Jill, and if that does not foul her out, that'll be the first foul out of the game, or the season for the Panthers. We might have a contestant for the John Braun Award, as I call it. 3:22 on the clock and ticking. Whistle is blown. They're going to call this one a 1-and-1 rather than just an inbound. And we'll bring this one down to the Panther zone. We're trying to figure out which one was the one fouled against Jill, and she will be the one to take the free throws. As each player takes their lane, looks like we might be ready to rock and roll here shortly. First one hits that shelf and falls out of bounds. It looks like one of the Panthers left the lane too early, and she will be able to retry that shot. If she makes the first one, she does in fact get a secondary. Sierra with the first. Hits that front lip on the rim. Once again. Call on the court as one of the Panthers left a little too early. And she'll get to retry it yet again. Shot goes up, hits that rim, plays ring around the rosy, and it looks like no fouls have been called. Goes off. Cassandra will remain red ball in the offensive zone. We got Pie on the scoreboard. 3 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the game. 4:18 is the score, 14-point differential. And I'll smooth up my camera work just to wait. Marissa takes this one down the baseline, gives that one over to Brooke, but called for the travel is Marissa. Will be coming out on the baseline of the Panthers zone. It will be a white ball. Juliana giving this one into Mia. Kana has it now. Brings this one inside the three-point line. Pressured up by Alexa. Backs into her. Able to get a little bit of position. Hannah shot. Not able to make that one in. Cassandra gains possession of that one. Fights for... Whew! A little bit of elbow to Cassandra. Fighting for her position. Elbowed. Looks to be Brooke. A little bit too much fight in the dog. 2:48 on the clock. Looks like she got the wind knocked out of her. Nothing more than that. And the one substituting on looks to be Greta. If there is any further injury, we will bring it to you on the guys' game. But I'm just going to make the assumption it's just the wind knocked out of her from where the elbow landed. Right under, looks like it was right under the rib cage. It'll be a 1-and-1. Or no, it's, what am I talking about? Because of the quality of that play. A beautiful free throw shot by Greta. Claims the 19th point of the match. Let me make sure I add it correctly. Gets that secondary. Not quite able to sink that bucket. It'll be red ball coming in. As the... According to the severity of that play, it was considered a technical, where all the players except for the shooter clear that half of the court, and 2 free throws will be made. Grace goes over to Sierra. Sierra looks for options, gives it back out, tops to Grace. Here's Alexa taking this one inside the three-point line, gives it over to Marissa. Marissa takes her time outside the three-point line. Is going to probably stop up. Gives that one across the crease, but intercepted by the white hands. Looks like a jump ball will be made, and it will. They're going to call red number 13, which is. I would assume they said number 14, which is Greta. Don't quote me on anything. I can't hear anything outside the headphones. I got to read lips. Kana taking this one down. Bobbled up a little bit. Loses that dribble. Tries to push in for position. Gives that one over to Juliana. 3 seconds inside the key is called. It'll be a red ball on the baseline of their defensive zone. 2:07 on the clock. 19-4 is the score. Panthers are trailing. Here's Marissa taking this one into the offensive zone. Gives it over to Alexa. Trickles out of bounds. Gets the crowd awakened. It looks like Megan Wilson's going to come onto the court. Cassandra Eisler is going to take a seat on the bench. Juliana gives this one into Mia. Mia, pass intended for Kana, picked off by Marissa. Marissa on a breakaway, shoots that one up. Not able to sink that layup. Kana gets a hand on that one. Hannah's open deep, but not quite able to get the ball down there. But regardless, a layup was shot. Hannah not quite able to take those 2 points home. Called for the travel. White ball in the offensive zone. 1:33 remaining in the game. Panthers at 4. The Thunder at 19. Hannah gives this one in. Megan down on that baseline. Throws this one back out top to Juliana. My knee's shaking. I'm sorry if the camera is too. Here's Mia taking this one over towards that right side. Alexa pressures her, gives this one back out to the point. Juliana takes control. Juliana looks over towards that right side, hits Kana with that pass. Alexa eyeing her up on defense, as well as Sierra. Kana aggressive as ever, hits that key, tries to get that shot off. A little bit of traveling, but none is called. Shot by Mia, hits that backboard, almost a bucket made, but not quite able to sink it down into the deep blue. 55 and ticking. Gets this one down to a little bit of a jump ball between Greta and Kana. And it will be a white ball in the defensive zone for the Panthers. As we're down in the final innings, the final stretch of this game. It's tough to say what the Panthers can do to possibly bring this back, other than just be aggressive as anything. As a mama bear trying to protect her cubs. Goes off the shin of Hannah, throws this one over towards that right side. Mia picking this one up. Going to get called for the travel, and it will be a red ball in the defensive zone. 35.7 seconds remaining. And I'll try to keep the scoreboard on the screen as much as possible for this. Inbound goes over to Marissa. If I can, I'll count down the seconds for you. Marissa getting this one, gives this one over to Gracie on that right side, gives it back over to Marissa. Down low and down towards the crease it goes. Shot goes up and over the backboard, and the time will be frozen at 20 seconds and 4/10 of a second. I wasn't sure if there's a technical term for it. I'm just going to call it what it is. Here's Mia taking this one down slow, calm as a cucumber. Have you ever seen an angry cucumber? I mean, VeggieTales does show us some graphical things. Kana's shot does bounce out of bounds. 5.4 seconds remaining on the game clock. And it looks like the Panthers are just going to full court press this one out. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that'll be the end of the game. The Panthers not quite able to bring this one back against the Thunder. The Thunder hold their lead out from the beginning of the game, able to grow it up to 19. Panthers remaining at 4, and that'll be the end of the ball game. It was a well-fought match between the two lady teams, and I believe they will do a few handshakes of exchanging good games and good sportsmanship, and we'll bring you to the guys' game after the intermission. We'll let them warm up, let them put their socks on, get laced up, and get ready to go. Looks like the Calvary teams are ready to rock and roll. The Slippery Rock team's probably getting a pep talk right now. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll bring you to the guys' game once it's ready to roll. I believe that they'll adjust the clock to give you a good time reference I believe it might be 14 minutes. I'm not entirely sure. That's what it is for volleyball. I'm not entirely sure for basketball. But nonetheless, thank you for tuning in. We'll bring you to the guys' game next. Oh, my mic's still on. This is awkward.
match between Calvary and Slippery Rock tonight. I'm going to get the announced the starting lineup here, and we'll get the game underway. Starting for the visiting team tonight, number 32, Ethan Kerr. Number 12, Josh Brano. Senior starting tonight, number 24, Jaden Bustamante. Also senior, number 22, Chris Miller. Another senior, number 5, Chris Hostetler. And starting for the home team, the Panthers tonight, number 15, Seth Dunlap. Number 45, Elijah Carr. Number 42, Jacob Good. Number 33, Sean Durancheck. The senior starting tonight, number 4, Drew Mastelli.
Excuse me if I cough, sneeze, or sniffle during this. I'm a little under the weather today, and probably won't be talking as loud. It's going to be fun to learn all the names. Oh boy. Alright, we got 2 Chris's. And I don't know how to pronounce either. Alright, I know how to pronounce Miller. Alright. Looks like Jaden's going to be the one in the jump ball circle against Sean for the Panthers. Panthers shooting on the left side, and the Thunder will be shooting on the right. Looks like Sean's able to get a tip on that one. Goes back to Drew. Drew bringing this one down that left lane. Able to take his time with this. Pressured up. Able to get this one down that left lane. Inside the left inner corner it goes. Jacob able to gain possession from that pass. Brings this one out. Pressured up by Chris. Here Jacob goes over towards that right side. Able to get that one over to Drew. Drew with that 3-point shot. Able to sink that bucket like it's nothing but a Rice Krispie treat. Let me make sure I add the points to the right side. Here's Chris taking this one in. Able to get that one over to number 12. Able to get it to 22. Miller handing this one back over to Chris. Able to get this one over to Jaden. Jaden able to get this one over towards that right side. Down into the key. That pass is a little bobbled up, but contained by Miller. Over to Chris. It goes outside that 3-point line. Chris shot. And scores! Able to tie up that ball game. They're going to full court press the Panthers into a tough position. Jacob, very nice recovery from a potential travel in that case. Seth here with that shot, able to get that one up. Hits that bucket, comes back down. Jacob, aggressive as ever, able to go up with that shot, but blocked away by the defense of the Thunder. Elijah, able to draw that penalty against Jaden. It'll give Elijah a chance to get his first 2 free throws of the night in our season opener. Or, not season, home opener, my bad. First shot able to go up, and nothing but net. Makes it 4-3 for the Panthers. Secondary able to go up, hits that shelf, comes back down over towards that right side. Miller able to get this one over to Jaden. Jaden bringing this one down, sporting that 24 in the black. Gives this one over to Chris, number 5, able to get this, keeping on going. Chris able to get that give and go, down into the key he goes, gives that one off to Jaden. Jaden traveling a little bit over towards the side. Not a rule violation, but just my lack of vocabulary. Number 12 able to get this one over to 22, able to get this one across the court, back over to Chris. Chris outside that 3-point line, gets it over to the point. Here comes Miller. Miller fakes that shot, goes over to 12, outside to Chris it goes. Chris with that 3-point shot, able to go up. Hits that shelf, comes back down. Elijah able to get a hand on that one, able to control that one for the Panthers, 6:15 and ticking. Sorry, we do not have a live game clock on the stream. I'll try to update you as much as possible. As well, whenever the ball transitions from the right to the left, I'll throw that scoreboard on screen. Drew able to get that one down, but bobbled out of bounds, and it will be a red ball coming out. Or I guess it would be black ball in this case. This is their main color on their jerseys, black. But terminology can be taken different ways. Here's Chris giving this one over to number 12. Over to Miller it goes. Miller looking to take this one back across the crease. Over to Chris. Chris taking his time with that one. Hands it over to Miller. Miller down on the three-point line. Gives it over to Chris. Chris with a little bit of a travel, and it will be enforced. Panther ball in their own zone. 5:43 on the clock. Panthers leading 4-3. Inbound from Jacob goes over to Drew. Drew taking his time, coming out for the men in gray. It's a little bit of a bluish gray. Maybe it's a whitish or bluish white. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not nitpicky. Seth with a shot. Able to get that one up. Hits that front lip and comes down. 32, giving this one up to Chris. Chris taking his money's worth out of the given. Miller trying to shoot that one up. Lanes out of bounds off of the block. 5:20 on the clock. It'll be a red ball in the Panthers territory. Trying to retake that lead. All right. I guess it's just take the lead. Miller giving this one out to Chris. Number 5, able to take his time outside that key. Gives it over to Jaden. Jaden with that shot. Not able to sink that bucket. Coming down with this one is Sean, number 33 in the white. Here comes Jacob. Jacob to quarterback this play. 5:09 or 5:04 in ticking. Pressured up by Chris. Loses that dribble, gives it off to Sean towards that half-court line. Chris keeping with him. Here's Seth with that shot and scores. Beautiful teamwork by the Panthers. Results in 2 more points up on the board, making it a 6-3 game against the Thunder. Here comes Chris, gives that one over towards that right side. Number 32 handling that one back out top of the 3-point line. Here's Miller taking this one over towards that right side. Stops, he gives that one back out top to Chris. Inside the Jaden it goes, back over to Chris outside the 3-point line. Shot goes up. And boom goes the dynamite. Tie ball game here today. Jacob giving this one over to Drew in his own zone. 4:24 and ticking. Pressured up against Miller, able to get down onto the baseline. Shot goes up, hits that bottom rubber on the backboard, and does not pass go, and does not collect those 2 points for that layup. Chris coming down the lane, gives that one over to Jaden. Jaden inside the 3-point line, jumps, shoots. Not able to score on that one. It's hit the front lip. That rebound almost makes it in, but Miller goes for that shot. Not able to take that one either. Chris takes his time, gets that one up into the air, hits that lip, trickles around the toilet bowl, does not able to get flushed away. And that will go out of bounds off the hand of Chris, is what it looks like, and that will result in the Panther ball in their own zone. Once again, a full court press, as aggressive as ever is Calvary. 3:57 on the clock. Tie ball game, 6 apiece. Jacob getting this one over to Sean. Sean taking this one out and around Miller, trying to keep that speed alive. Over to Seth. Seth shoots. Seth scores! The Goliath out on the court, able to claim 2 points for the Panthers. Did I add that to the right side? I did not. I apologize. Jaden taking his time with this one, able to get that one down across the court. It goes off of the hands of Miller, and it will come out white ball. Panthers take that lead right back from where it came from. 8 for the Panthers, 6 for the Thunder. Sorry, my brain just shut off for a solid 10 years right there. Drew taking this one out and around pressure. Jacob setting a pick, trying to get Drew a little bit of room. Drew taking this one down, loses or passes that one off to Sean, faking me out. Here comes Chris on a breakaway. Jacob trying his hardest to get back in time. A little bit of hands to the back. And Chris is going to sink that one down and tie the ball game up once again. Jacob beating this one down to Sean. Sean bringing this one out. 3:25 on the clock and ticking. Sean with that shot. Nice block. Nice defensive play by Jaden, number 24 in the Calvary jersey. Getting this one down. Number 32 stops, shoots, and scores. Takes that lead right away from the Panthers. And a timeout will be called by the Coach Mandrell. What a high intense game. It's got me on the edge of my seat. I don't know why I paid for the full admission. I mean, I'm only using half the seat. I swear by the end of the night, I will get all the names in order. Panthers taking a full timeout gives me a lot of time to talk about whatever I feel like, and I don't really know what to talk about with these 50 seconds remaining. Calvary just coming out aggressive as I've ever seen them in the previous years. Every time we seem to play Calvary, Coach Mandrell seems to be to have gotten thrown out, but I don't see that one referee here, so that might not be the case today. As the Panthers slowly try to adjust to the adjustments of Calvary, I'm not sure how much the Panthers have practiced a full court press. I know it's a tough and sticky situation to get out of. It's like jamming your hand into a peanut butter jar and trying to get it out and not have it stick to the piece of paper you slapped it up against. It's quite a sticky situation for them to be in, but with due time, they will find a loophole through it, and they might be able to exploit it a little bit within due time. But it's all up to the coaching adjustments as well as the players' abilities. And that will conclude our intermission. I don't have a voice to do this all night, so we're going to see how long this keeps up. Jacob going to be the one inbounding this one, gets this one over to Sean. Sean trying to take this one around number 12. Loses that one from Chris's interference. Chris is going to bring this one over. It's going to be called an over and back, and it will be a Panther ball on the half-court line. 3:02 on the clock. Panthers are trailing by 2. Josh, Ethan, got it. Here's Sean to take this one over to Jacob. Jacob takes his time, assesses the situation, tries to determine the best way to attack, able to get this one in. They're going to call Chris on a push. And they're going to be an inbound in the offensive zone for the Panthers. My leg keeps shivering, and I don't know why. It's going to cause me to shake the camera quite a bit. I'm going to try to keep that from happening, though. Jacob Good gaining possession of this one. Looks over towards that middle. Here's Sean taking this one down. Seth with that shot. And boom goes a dynamite. Once again, the Goliath strikes it once again. It's one spicy meatball. I don't know what to say. Jaden has it now on that left side. 3-point shot. Not quite able to sink that one down. Elijah able to gain possession for the Panthers. Goes over to Sean. Jacob has it now. Pushing up that right lane across that half-court line. Miller eyes him up. Able to get that one down to Sean. Sean getting that one over to Elijah. Down on that baseline. Shot goes up. Whistle is blown. 2 shots yet again for Elijah. Looks like they're going to call Ethan Kerr on that foul. Number 32 in the Calvary jersey. Shot goes up, hits that shelf. Maybe the second verse will be different. Hits that shelf once again. Miller able to get that one. Goes over to Chris. Chris taking this one up the left side of the attacking zone. Able to get this one over to Miller. Miller takes this one down low to Jaden on that baseline, able to dribble in past the defense, but it's called out of bounds. And it will be, my bad. It was not called out of bounds. Going to call Sean on the block. It will be Calvary inbound in the Panther zone. 2:10 on the clock. And it will resume whenever it goes into play, as of right now. Jaden able to get this one over to Chris, over to Miller. On that right side, hands that one over to Josh. Ethan trying to get a hand on that one, but Sean able to swat that one away out of bounds. It goes off of Sean, and it will be a black ball in the Panther zone. 2:03 on the clock. 10-10 is the score. Able to get this one over to Josh. Chris has it now. Takes his time outside the 3-point line, hands it over to Ethan. Trying to get that one through, but Sean gets a hand on that one. Chris takes it in towards the key, able to get around. No travel is made, and that is such a beautiful bucket to be had. Sean looking to get this one in. Drew able to get this one past Miller. Drew losing possession of that one, falls off of him, and out of bounds it goes. It will be Calvary ball. .136 on the clock and expiring. Here's Jaden with it now, able to get this one over towards that right side, bounces that one down towards the baseline. No contact is made, and as it falls out of bounds, it will be a white ball in their own defensive zone. 1:28 on the clock, 2-point differential in favor of the Thunder. Here's Sean able to get this one over to Jacob. Jacob sporting at 42 on the back of his jersey, pressured up by Ethan as well as Miller. Meets Chris. Going to call Jacob on the travel, and it will be Calvary ball at half court, near half court. 1:28 on the clock, remaining in this first quarter. Here's Chris now from the inbound from by Miller. Getting this one over to Josh. Josh takes a look at his opponent, takes a look at his allies, and gives this one off to Miller behind him. Miller pushes that right wing, gives it over to Chris. Chris with that shot. Not able to sink that one down. Chris regains his own rebound as it bounces outside the 3-point line, hands that one over to Ethan. Ethan fakes that pass first. Second time it goes in. Miller gets that one into Chris. Chris shoots. Chris scores. He's lighting it up tonight like a Christmas tree. Makes that 14-10. Sean looking for any open ally. And just under a minute to go in this first quarter of play. Jacob chucks that rock as hard as possible. Whistle is blown, calling Jacob for the travel once again. Eventually, we'll get a replay system for the intermissions to make it more entertaining. But until then, this is what we get. Jaden looking for his options. Pressured up by Jacob as well as Sean. Miller able to get this one into the middle. Seth able to gain control of that one, giving that one over to Sean. Sean brings this one out for the Panthers. Hits that half-court line. Able to get that one down to the left corner. Drew with that 3-point shot. Not able to get that one in, but Elijah's there to claim the 2 points, to make it a 2-point game once again for the Panthers. Here's Chris bringing this one down. Able to get that one over to Josh, to Miller. Miller takes this one over towards that left side hitch. Drew on the process gives this one over to Chris, number 5, back over to Jaden. Ethan back over to Jaden. Jaden down into the key, pushes, turns, shoots, not able to get a hand on that one. Seth not quite able to keep his eye on the ball. 2, 1. Shot is made, but no buzzer beater will be had. That, ladies and gentlemen, is in the first quarter. What an action-packed adventure we've been on so far. Let's see if it continues going into the second quarter. Final score of the first quarter being 12 for the Panthers, 14 for the Thunder, and we'll be right back. Alright, looks like both teams are ready to rock and roll here momentarily. And, yeah, we got 8 minutes on that clock. Let's see these two teams duke it out even farther. Calvary shooting on the right side, Panthers on the left. Jaden going to be the one inbounding this one over to Chris. Takes his time getting this one down to Jaden. Jaden able to get this one over to Ethan. Inside the key he goes, shoots, scores! Able to make it 16-12. Full court press as usual. Sean looking for an open man. Able to get this one down to Drew. Drew able to accept that one with much finesse. Able to get that one over to Seth. Seth bobbles, tries to keep it in. What a valiant effort, but not able to do so. I've never seen Seth be so acrobatic in all of the years I've known him. 7:39 remaining in the second quarter. I really don't want to butcher your name, number 20. I'll call you by your last name, Kim. But, yeah, Chris able to get that one over to Jaden. Jaden shooting this one up, able to sink that one down. That'll be a good bucket. Sean able to get this one over to Drew. Drew taking this one down. Whistle is blown. Called for the carry. All right, that was the three-pointer. Gotcha. 7:17 on the clock. I'm assuming your name is Jaejin Kim. But I'm just going to call you Kim, because that's the easiest name I can call you by. Ethan trying to get this one down to Stewart, but it's knocked away by Sean. I almost called him Steve. Ethan going to be the one inbounding this one for Calvary. Able to get that one in. Jaden shoots that one up and sinks that bucket down for 2. Makes it 21-12. Drew able to get this one into Sean. Sean back over to Drew. Drew pressured up by Stewart, able to get past one. Pressured up even farther by Stewart, able to get to him. Sean able to receive that pass. Shot goes up, hits that front lip, and Seth is able to get a secondary chance at that shot. Not able to get that one. Elijah swings at that one, but misses. Jaden able to get this one over to Chris. Chris shot. Not quite able to score on that one. Coming down with that one is Kim out front to Jaden. Hands that one off to Chris. Chris throws this one over to Stewart. Bobbled up by Sean. Swatting away that one is Chris, but they're going to call this one off of White, and it will remain Calvary's possession. Ethan will be the one inbounding this one, sporting a 32 on his jersey. Able to handle this one into Kim. Kim able to get this one outside of the three-point line to Jaden. Over to Chris it goes. Back to Jaden. Jaden pushing that right wing. Seth there to eye him up. That left side of the court is wide open. Here comes Chris, drives in, shot goes up, not able to sink that one as it hits the shelf, as well as the backboard. Here comes Sean coming out of his own defensive end, 6:05 and counting. Panthers at 12, the Thunder at 21. Jacob receiving that pass with much finesse outside the three-point line, able to get around Chris, able to get in towards that key. Shot goes up, just short of the netting. Jacob wins that battle, jump ball is called. Here comes Montana onto the court. Looks like Seth's going to take a little bit of a breather on the bench. And let's see if he brings that aggression out on the court as he usually does. It'll remain white ball as Calvary inbounded at the beginning of the quarter. Able to get that one over to Drew. Drew outside that three-point line, cuts in towards that middle, passes that one out to Montana. Montana pressured up by 2 black jerseys, tries his hardest, able to get it over to Drew, Jake. Jake with that shot, running around the Rosie and falls out of the pockets of Posey. Here's Montana keeping possession of that one for the Panthers against Chris as well as Stewart. Able to get that one over to Elijah, but picked off by Kim. Montana trying to keep that one into the attacking zone, not quite able to do so as it's intercepted by Stewart. Here comes Chris. Down into the key he goes, shot goes up, not able to score on that one. Block is called by Drew. A little bit of contact on that left arm has been made, and they will enforce the rules. 5:24. I'm not going to... The way I see it, I do commentary. They call the match. We'll do our jobs. We won't interfere. Mr. Kim not quite able to sink that first shot. Maybe the second verse will be different. Mr. Kim on the secondary, hits that front lip and comes down. Sean regaining possession of the ball, gives that one over to Drew. No imminent danger as of right now. 5:18 and ticking down on that game clock. Gives that one over to Sean. Sean Shern shoots. And snap, crackle, and pop brings them up to 14. Here's Chris over towards that left side, favoring that left wing. Cuts, loses that dribble. Jacob, as aggressive as ever, makes him force it back to Jaden. Jaden cutting in towards the defense, able to shoot that one up and claim those 2 points right back. Drew looking for the open man. Goes off the hand of Ethan, and we'll have another inbound. 4:48 on the clock. Panthers at 14. And Calvary at 23. Montana here to inbound. This one tries to get over to Drew, but intercepted by Jaden. Jaden bringing this one down past Jacob. Shoots that one up, hits that front lip after the backboard, and it comes down Jacob's ball. Bringing this one out that right wing with a fire in his footsteps. Loses control, but throws that one into the scuffle of things. And it will come out. They're going to say Jaden was on the line whenever he touched that ball. Thusly, it will be a Panther inbound in the offensive zone. Montana looking for his option, gives it over to Sean. Sean in towards that inner block. Hits that one up, hits the hoop, and will come down. Rebound gained by Calvary. Bringing this one down is Chris. It's inside that key. Shot goes up, bounces around a few times, and decides, no, I don't want to go in there quite yet. Chris gets his own rebound. Shot goes up, a little bit short on that one. Goes off Jacob, hits the hand of Stewart, and goes out of bounds. White ball in the defensive zone for the Panthers. 4:16 on the clock, 23-14 on the scoreboard. 9-point differential. Montana not quite able to find anyone open. Able to get a hand on that one is Ethan. Chris slaps that one back over Ethan's way. Shot goes up. Travel is called on number 32 in black. Substitution is called. It looks like Montana's going to go back off the island, and Seth will come into the fray. Sean will be the one inbounding this one. 4:13 on the game clock. Sean throws this one a little over half court. Jaden not able to get a hand on that one. Goes off Drew and out of bounds. It falls. It'll be black ball in their own zone. 4:09 on the clock. 14-23 still the score. Mr. Kim handling this one into Chris. Chris shooting this one up. Hits that front part of the rim and falls out after the backboard contact was made. Sean able to contain possession of that one. Intercepting this one is Chris. Chris handling this one over to Jaden. Jaden taking his time with this one. Heads over towards that right corner. Tries to travel in the baseline, but Sean's there to say, no way, Jose. Chris with that shot from 3 and sinks that one down. They're going to call that one a good three-pointer. 26-14, and a timeout is called by the Panthers. 3:43 remaining in this second quarter of play. Just a halftime, there's a 30-second timeout by the Panthers. I don't have to feel too much dead air. It looks like the full court press does result in a few points for the Calvary Thunder. The Panthers not quite able to adjust fully to it yet. They're mixing up Seth and Montana to adjust how much aggressiveness is out there on the court. It's an interesting idea. And sometimes change is never a bad thing. This just proves my worth of how much I can talk about something I have no idea what's going on about. That was English, probably. English is hard. 3:43 remaining in this first half of play. Looks to be no substitutions made during that timeout. And we'll resume play. No imminent danger to Jacob. He's going to bring this one out. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Jacob looking to take this one down. Nice pick by Drew. Gives him a little bit of openness. Gives that one down to Elijah. Inside the key turn, shoots. And Elijah's great in the cheese tonight. 16-26 on only 10-point differential. Here's Chris taking this one down for Calvary. Bounces this one into Mr. Kim. Gets this one out top. Jaden bringing this one down into the key. Hands this one off to Chris, but called for the double dribble. Or the travel, my bad. I misread the hand sign. The hand signal. White ball on their own baseline. Looks like... Oh, jeez, that scared me tremendously. My phone slipped off my lap. .305 remaining in this first half of play. It looks like Chris, number 5, is going to be bringing this one into Jaden. Jaden turning with this one. Looks at all of his options. Tries to quarterback the play as best as he can. Gives this one over to Stewart. Handing this one back over to Chris outside the three-point line. Back over to Jaden. Jaden on that right wing. Cuts in towards the baseline. Meeting Sean there. Gives it off to Mr. Kim. Mr. Kim outside the three-point line. Hands it over to Chris. Chris flies it over to Jaden. Jaden trying to flip sides on the court. Chris bounces this one into Ethan. Ethan throwing this one court wide over to Jaden. Handing this one off to Chris. Back over to Jaden. Three-point shot by Jaden. And swish. That's right, score right. All right. Everything's spiffy jiffy. Drew takes his time with this one. Tries to cut in towards that three-point line. Meets 2 black players. And takes this one out to Jacob. I had to be more careful with my wording. Here's Jaden bringing this one out over that left lane. 2:06 remaining in the game. And able to get this one over to Chris. Chris outside the three-point line. Shoots this one up. And wow. That was a very smooth as butter shot. Really buttered the bread on that one. Drew taking this one down, tries to get past Chris. Meets Ethan, gives that one over to Sean. Sean bringing this one in the baseline. Takes that shot, gives it over to Seth before traveling. And Seth tallies up 2 more for the Panthers. Here comes Chris out, though, not letting them retaliate without an answer. Gives it over to Jaden. Jaden fakes that one, goes in towards the key. Seth just plows him over. That is the Subway sandwich of the game. A few substitutions, or just one substitution, if my notes will load. Logan Mass will come onto the court, and Mr. Kim will take the bench. I'm sorry, I just really don't want to butcher your name. Jaden able to claim those 2 points, makes it 34-18. I've been... All right, give me like a hot second. All right, I fixed the scoreboard. I don't know if it actually messed up or not. I'm gonna call, looks like Jaden on the block. Jacob would inbound this one. Able to get this one out to Drew. Drew pressured up by 2 of the point guards. Able to get this one down to Elijah with the help of Sean. Turns, shoots, not able to get that one. Ethan bobbles around with that one for Seth, and it will go off of Seth by deeming that. I gotta get a thesaurus or something for Christmas. Chris able to get this one down to Jaden. Jaden tests the waters. Able to get this one Stewart over to Chris. Bounces this one into Logan. Back out to Chris. Inside to Ethan. Hands this back over to Chris. Very nice play. No point is made, but he will get 2 shots as the result. We're going to call Sean on the arm. And Chris will get a shot at his 2 points. First one's quite fine and dandy. Makes it 35-18. Chris able to fluff the pillow on the second one as well. Let's see if Drew can finagle his way down to answer those 2 points made. 36-18 is the score. 46 seconds remaining in the second quarter of play. That nice lob over to Jacob, able to complete that pass. Going to call Chris on the push. And it will be a Panther inbound down in the offensive zone. 39.9 seconds remaining in this half. Jacob Good looking at his options, tries to get around Chris, able to do so. Inside the key he goes. Hands this one off to Seth. Seth with the shot. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Here comes Chris down the lane. Able to get this one. Tries to push against Drew. Hands this one off to Jaden. Jaden out towards that point. Able to get this one over towards the right. Chris goes over to Ethan. Ethan with a shot. Trickles in quite nicely. 10 seconds and ticking. Here's Drew now going down against Stewart. Stops, turns back. Shot goes up. Not quite able to score on that one. 3, 2, 1. Not quite able to hit that buzzer beater. But the final score, 20-38. I pushed one of the buttons too many times. I apologize. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the first half between these two teams. Very heated debate on who's the better team. And hello, Funcy. We'll take a 10-minute intermission, and we'll be right back. 18 points is the difference. Let's see who comes out on top. righty. Looks like ready to rock and roll back into the action. Mr. Kim going to be the one inbounding this one. The Calvary Thunder will be shooting on the left. The Panthers will be shooting on the right. Chris receiving that one, takes this one in. Gives this one back over to Mr. Kim, over to Jaden. Jaden takes his time outside that three-point line, pushed up by Rossetti, gives it over to Chris on that right side. Stepping in, pressuring that right side, gives it over to Jaden on the left. Crosses that crease, gives that one down to number 50, Dylan. I should have remembered his name from last year. He's always number 50. Dylan gives that one back out to Kim. Gets that one across the crease, over to Dylan. Nice ball movement by the Thunder. Over to Dylan, and claims his first 2 points of the match. Here comes Drew down the stretch. Push it up on Mr. Kim, tries to get this one in, knocked free, but Jacob picking that loose ball up. Inside the three-point line, shoots that one sky high, not quite enough power on that one. Dylan getting this one over to Chris. Chris bringing this one down, hitting that half-court line, pushes that three-point line, gives it over to Dylan. Dylan stretches or pokes his way into the key, gets his own rebound, passes that one out to Ethan, gets that one even further out to Jaden, over to Mr. Kim. Seth getting a hand on that one, Ethan getting a hand on it. Gets this one down low. Dylan, first shot, not able to get that one in. Second shot, not quite able to make the bucket either. Looking for an outlet, not able to find one. 3 seconds in the key is called, and it'll be coming out white ball. 6:55 on the clock. 20-point differential, 20 for the Panthers, 40 for the Thunder. Here's Drew taking this one down against Kim. A little bit of a push, and it will be called. Here's Drew able to get this one down low. Goes off of the chest of Jacob. Kept alive by Sean. Goes off Jacob's shoulder. And Sean kind of knocks open the doorway into the back room. Chris gets that breakaway. Shot goes up, hits the front lip. Swatted away by one of the Panther players. Goes off Jaden, and out of bounds it will fall. White ball in their own zone. That's probably the worst camera work that you've ever seen in your life. And I would have to agree with you. Jacob into Drew. Gets that half-court line. Gets inside the three. Pushes that key, stops, turns, spins. Able to get this one around Mr. Kim. Over to Seth. Seth against Dylan. Able to shoot that one up. Ethan able to gain possession for the Thunder. Getting this one out to Chris. Chris taking his time across that half-court line. Waits for his team to set up. Tries to buy a little bit of extra seconds. Gives that over to Jaden on that right wing. Shot goes up. Hits that rim. Comes back down. And it looks like Ethan's going to get that rebound. And he's going to sink 2 more points into the bucket, which is the Thunder's tally. Eyeing up Drew is Mr. Kim. Keeping on him. Whistle is blown. Called with the push. (20-42) is the score. Panthers trailing by 12. 12? 22. What am I doing? Math, it's just not working for me today. Drew's rebound is controlled by Dylan, getting this one over to Chris, number 5. Cuts back in towards that center section of the court. Stopping that dribble, gives this one over to Ethan. Not without being met by Sean, but the pass is completed to Dylan, and he sinks 2 more points into the scoreboard. 44-20 is now the score. Drew traveling in that baseline, gets pushed out, gets rid of the ball before he steps out, though. And it looks like Jaden's going to get this one down to Dylan. Gives that one across to Chris. Jacob on a 2-on-1, not quite able to do anything. He gave a well good try on that effort, but nonetheless, 2v1's quite a difficult thing to defend without a goalie. Drew getting this one in. Elijah tipping this one up, goes off Dylan, and Mr. Kim will control that one. Chucks this rock for all it's worth, goes down to Chris. Chris able to get this one over to Jaden. Jaden cuts in, past Jacob, over to Dylan. It goes 3 on. Dang, they're just hanging out Jacob to dry right now. Here comes Drew. Up against Mr. Kim, cuts in inside the key. Shot hits that backboard and comes down. Dylan gets this one long. Chris not able to control that one as Sean's there to say otherwise. Gives this one over to Elijah. Tries to get this one down past Jaden to Drew, and he's able to do that one. He travels in. Shot goes up, and he will draw the penalty. Dylan on the push. Drew gets 2 shots. Each bucket he makes is worth the value of 1. You'll get a shot for a tally of 2. A few sweat marks down around the crease. Make sure that's down around the key, my bad. First of 2 hits that front lip. Nothing's awarded, nothing's taken away. Through secondary, hits the front part again. Elijah trying to throw this one up for 2, not able to do so. Jaden comes down with that rebound. Here comes Chris. Chris over to Mr. Kim, outside the 3-point line. Fakes the shot, goes over towards the pass across the way. Chris looking for his options, hands this one over to Dylan. Ricocheted off and into the hands of Sean. Drew with very much passion in his play, able to get that one up for 2. Dang! That's some nice volleyball. Wait, basketball. I'm still thinking this is a month earlier. Dylan's pass goes off Chris's shin and out of bounds it goes. It looks like it'll ricochet off of one of the defensive players as well, and that being the last point of contact. Here's Ethan chucking the rock into Jaden outside the 3-point line. Shoots that one up for 3, not quite able to claim it. Jacob Good able to gain that rebound, taking this one out. A little bit of a takeaway from Dylan from Jacob's pass involving Elijah, and he's gonna dunk. He's not gonna dunk that. That's very much frowned upon in this league. Although it is quite satisfying to watch. 22-50 from Dylan's layup. Drew with that 3-point shot. Hits that shelf, comes back down into the hands of Ethan, handing this one over to Chris. Chris approaching that 3-point line. Drew there to pressure him, let his presence be known. Dylan gives this one over to Mr. Kim outside the 3-point line, fakes the shot, gives this one over to Chris instead. Chris handing that one over towards the right side. Jaden over to Kim, back out top to Chris. Chris inside the 3-point line, hands that one right back out of the zone to Jaden, over to Dylan. Back over to Chris. Travels around the globe, takes that first shot, gives that one over to Jaden, down towards that left block inside the key. It goes Dylan. Crowded by Panther hands. Ethan gets a shot off from that pass. And a very beautiful play by the Calvary Thunder. It's not the Calgary Flames, that's up in Canada. Up against Mr. Kim, pushes in, not able to get that that layup. And Dylan will control that rebound. 2:16, 2:15, and counting. Panthers are down by 20, 30. I can math, just not today. Going to call Seth with the push. It'll be an inbound down on the baseline. New names. I don't have a 33 on my sheet. So he'll be further known as Colton. All right, he is on the sheet. My bad. Miller comes in as well as Colton. Jaden here with that shot, able to get that one up. Not able to claim those points though. Drew there to let his presence known. Miller goes over to Chris. Chris cutting back into the left side of the court. Hands this one over to Jaden. Down low, Miller shoots. And it's Miller time. I've been waiting all game to use that one. Thank you for your 2 points, Mr. Miller. Down to Montana. Montana with a shot. Not able to claim that bucket. Dylan comes out. Miller not quite able to keep that pass clean. He's called for the travel. Coming out white ball in their defensive zone. 1:32 remaining in this third quarter of play. Panthers at 54. And the Thunder. Wait. The Panthers at 22. The Thunder at 54. I was getting ahead of myself there. Chris there to pressure up Drew. Hands this one off to Montana. Shot hits that shelf, comes back out. Elijah runs after that one, but not able to grab it in time as it trickles out of bounds. 1:18 on the clock. There's a large point differential. Chris here to finesse his way into the attacking zone. Hands this one down into the crease, but there's Sean to say, I'll take that. Montana there, pressured by 3 Thunder players, able to find a way to pass that one through. Here's Sean able to get that one across. Drew with that shot, hits that rim, comes down, Jaden's ball. Able to claim that one for the Thunder, 50 seconds and ticking. Chris brings this one down, approaches that three-point line, hands that one over to the right side. Jaden looks for that three-point shot, but decides to dribble instead. Over to Chris it goes. Not able to bounce that one down, but intercepted by Sean. Sean pressured up by 2 Thunder players. Able to dribble this one free. Sean handing this one over to Jaden. Jaden trying his best to keep possession of that ball. 25 seconds remaining. I'm getting my numbers all jumbled up. Jaden taking his time, just taking all the time off the clock that he possibly can with this play. A little bit of give and go with Chris and Jaden. No pressure from the defense, just going to let this quarter drain out and start up in the fourth. That shot not quite able to make it in, and that'll be the conclusion of the quarter. 22 for the Panthers, 54 for the Thunder. And we'll be right back after the intermission's over. I'm a little ahead of myself. Me like 5 seconds. There we go. All right, looks like we're ready to rock and roll in this fourth quarter of play. 8 minutes on the clock, and that'll be the finalization of this game. All right, if it's not tied. Panthers shooting on the right. Thunder shooting on the left. Montana gives this one over to Sean. Sean down to Elijah. Shot goes up against Dylan and sinks that bucket. 24 to 54 is now the score. As I'm trying to do 2 things at once, I'm missing what's happening. Miller down on the baseline, able to get this one out to Dylan. Dylan outside the corner, looking in. Intercepted pass by Sean, intended for Colton. Sean able to get it between the legs of Colton. Ball will trickle out of bounds. We're going to say it's off the defenseman. 7:30 remaining in this game. It'll be white ball in the attacking zone. Montana able to throw that one in, hits a few feet, and turns up for the Thunder's possession. Giving this one over to Stewart. Stewart back over to Miller. Gets this one out top. So here's Stewart with it. A little bit of bobble. It looks like Dylan's able to keep that pass from Colton. Out top to Logan. Over to Stewart. Travel is called on Stewart, and it will be Panther ball coming out of their own zone. 7:06 remaining in the game. 24 for the Panthers, 54 for the Thunder. Able to get that over to the left corner. Sean with that shot. Hits that rim, comes down. Colton able to get a hand on that one over to Dylan. Looks like it's going to be a 2-on-1 with Drew Rossetti. Able to get that one down to Miller. Miller shot and scores. Claims 2 points for the Thunder. Drew gets that one down to Montana. Montana pressured up by Miller as well as Colton. Gets it over to Elijah. Pressured up by Dylan. Here's Drew. Drew decides to dribble this one around town. See, just to feel out the opponent. Able to get this one inside the key. Shot goes up. Not able to score on that one. Dylan able to pull that one back down for the Thunder. Steer it back over to Dylan. Dylan looks for Logan. Over to Stewart. Stewart takes this one down towards the key. Loses possession. Regains it. Travel is called. Panther ball coming out of their own zone on the baseline. 6:07 remaining in the game. 32-point differential. Drew taking this one over towards that left side, spins back into the middle, shot goes up, and boom goes a dynamite. I've never seen anything quite like that from the Panthers. Very nice. Stewart over to Miller. Out top to Logan. Gets that one down to Dylan. Dylan looking for that shot. Hands that one back out to Miller. Miller inside the three-point line. Shoots and scores. Keeping that lead at arm's length. Sorry, the scoreboard adjustments are kind of throwing me through a loop. Through a fruit loop. A timeout by the Panthers. 30-second timeout. 58 for the Thunder. 26 for the Panthers. Panthers are starting to pick up their game. I feel like the Calvary Thunder is starting to be more lackadaisical because of the lead. At this point in the game, putting in more second string, if not third string, isn't the worst idea in the world. Just give them some play time, make them feel part of the team. It does strengthen the core of the team, as well as the players' confidence, just to get them some play time out there on the court. It wouldn't surprise me if the Panthers do the same soon enough. Well, speak of the devil, Jacob Good's going to substitute out onto the bench, and Kyle Dunlap's going to make his first appearance of the season, sporting 25 in the blue. Montana's going to be the one inbounding this. 5:23 and ticking. Drew here with the first initial carrying of the ball. Gives that over to Montana, back over to Drew. Pressured up by the point guards. That looks like Roderick out on point. I could be mistaken, though. Colton wrestles with that one with Elijah. Neither player wanted to give up that one, and it'll be a jump ball coming out, red ball. Is that Roderick? Hey, I was right. I remember faces. Here comes Stewart. Gives it over to Roderick on that right side. Looks inside the three-point line, gives it over to Colton. Colton down the baseline, able to get it over to Roderick. Roderick shoots. Trickles outside of the basket, though. Drew coming out the other way. Gets inside that key shot. Not able to score on that one. Kyle gets a hand on that one over to Montana. Montana shoots. Not able to score on that one. Goes off Dylan. Dylan able to pick that one out of thin air and brings it down into his control. Gives it over to Stewart. 4:37 and ticking. Here's Colton giving that one back over to Roderick. Roderick trying to get that give-and-go shot, not able to get it. Gives it over to Stewart. Stewart dips in and out from that distance of the three-point line. Roderick's shot hits the side of the backboard and comes down. Panther ball. Roderick there to size up against Montana. Here's Stewart to pressure. The shot goes up. Not able to claim those 2 points. Dylan able to get that rebound, number 50 on the Calvary's team. Here's Stewart getting that over to the left side. Logan down to Dylan, back over to Logan. Logan inside the three-point, or inside the key. Shot goes up. Whistle has been blown. 25 on the push. 20. Kyle's called for the push. All right. 3:15. I wasn't used to us having a 25, so that made me question things. First shot goes up. Nothing but net. Good job by Logan. Wait, hang on. I got it. Don't worry. Looks like Josh is going to substitute in. Dylan's going to take a seat on the bench. And we'll resume play. Secondary shot is a good one. And it brings the Thunder up to 60. Panthers remain at 26. Drew takes his time, pushes up against Josh. They're going to call Josh on a block. Montana going to be the one inbounding this. Gives it over to Drew. Gets that one off the kneecap of Josh. Elijah able to pick that one up. Outside that corner and drives in towards the baseline is Drew. That up by about 6 arms from the Calvary team. Drew tries to spin a Rama around Stewart. Gets a little bit of room. Chucks that one in towards the key. Roderick able to pick that one off. And off to the races we go. Stops, shoots. Not able to score. A little bit too much mustard on that shot. Seth tries to get an opening to his teammate. To Montana. Able to get that over to the left corner. Drew takes his time with that one. Tries to get around Roderick. Able to do so. Ends that one off the set. Turn, shoots. Rings around the rosy. Does not drop down, though. And it looks like Stewart's going to pick this one up where they left off. 2:55 remaining in this game. Goes over to Roderick. Hands this one over to Colton. Back out top. Down to Colton once more. Inside the key, he pushes out to the three-point line. Stewart with that shot. Hits that shelf and comes down. Kyle able to grab that one up and gives it off to Drew. Drew pushes down. 1-on-4. Lets his team set up. Travels around the three-point line, gives it over to Montana down in that right inner corner. Travels that baseline, but Roderick's able to pick up that loose ball and gives that one over to Stewart. 2:20 remaining in this game, and it looks like it's a little bobbled up. Josh not quite able to get a hand on that one, and it falls out of bounds after hitting his shoulder. Got a substitution. Noah Wilson's looking to substitute in. Looks like Kyle's going to take a seat on the bench. Inbound goes over to Drew. 2:13 and ticking. Pass intended for Seth goes off his fingertips and meets the wall just after. 2:06 remaining in the game. And here comes Stewart. Hands it over to Colton. Colton inside the three-point line, tries to get to the key. Bobbled up, goes over to Josh. Josh shot, not able to make that one in. Stewart picks this one up. Over to Dylan, or over to Logan, back to Colton. Colton looking to take a shot. Noah's the most aggressive chipmunk I've seen out there on the court. A little bit of a, they're going to call it travel. They're going to call a block on Seth Dunlap. Logan here to inbound this ball. Able to get this one over towards that left side, but Montana's there to make things more difficult. Able to take this one away, takes it up the right lane, hits his foot on the dribble. Able to keep this one in bounds. What finesse in this player. Roderick able to pick this one off, goes over to Stewart though. Got a minute 30 remaining in this game. Stewart over to Roderick. Back over to Josh, to Stewart. Up top. Roderick takes possession of that one, hits Colton in the hand, able to get this one over to Stewart. Stewart down into the key. What a beautiful shot by Stewart. Able to make it 62-26. Here comes Drew down that left lane, tries to spin in towards that key, able to do so. Not able to shoot that one, gives it off to Seth. And it looks like the rebound's going to be taken up by Logan. Gives this one off to Stewart, and under a minute to go. Handling this one over to Josh. Fake shot by Colton, travels that baseline. Elijah defending him, and he will be called for a foul. .45 on the arm. That'd be Elijah. Colton gets a shot at 2. 62-26 is the score. 40 point. Never mind, my dyslexia is kicking in. First shot hits that front lip. Maybe the second verse will be different. Secondary shot does go up and swish. Makes it 63-26. Got 45, 43, 42, 41 seconds remaining. And here's Drew with the ball. Able to take this one down into the right corner. Hits that one over to Elijah. Bounces off of him into Logan's hands. Stewart picks this one up where they stopped. Able to get this one over to Roderick on that left side. Pushing up on Montana. Montana tries to push this one away. They're going to call a push on Roderick. It'll be white ball coming out. 19 seconds remaining. 26 for the Panthers. 63 for the Calvary Thunder. (11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the game. The Calvary Thunder able to triumph over the Slippery Rock Panthers, 63-26. It's been a very nice battle, right from the get-go, just back and forth action, very high intense, high quality. Neither team really holding back any talent that they withheld before the match. And that will be the end of the series, or the series of events this evening between the guys and girls. Very, very entertaining game to see between these two teams. I look forward to seeing more matchups between them in the future. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.